My name's Kirsten, and this is Josh. This is Bailey. Rocky's over there, and we're living RV'ing.
And we are not really sure what we're going to say next, but we just wanted to introduce ourselves. Hello, everybody that is following us on Facebook already. We're starting a YouTube page and a website also of our travels. And you want to talk about what we're doing?
So this is our second full night in our RV. We're just in our hometown of Scappoose, Oregon, until our house closes on the 30th, and then we will be making it north, stopping in a little town called RV'ing, staying there for a couple days with some friends, and then heading on north of that, almost to the Canadian border, to my hometown in Burlington, Washington.
And we decided to, after that, for the month of August, we're going to work camp in Idaho at a state park called Farragut State Park. We just kind of, by chance, happened to find a opening there, and we decided to go ahead and book that. So basically,
we're here just to teach you what we've been going through for the last year, 6 months.
Yeah, I'd say somewhere between 6 months and a year. We've been planning this adventure, and basically what we're doing is we're selling our house. Obviously, we close next week, and we bought this RV about well, let's see, it was February. We ordered it in November of last year, and so we kind of decided to that we were gonna break out of the rat race and do something a little bit different. And there's actually quite a few people that are doing the same thing now, so not a surprise if you found us. You've obviously probably found a ton of other people, and we follow a bunch of them too. And so we just decided we were going to do the same thing and take some time off. So we both left our jobs. Kirsten's last day was last Friday. My last day is this coming Friday. Today is Tuesday, and I'm already losing track of the days. And so we're both leaving our jobs and selling our house. We are currently in a Lance 2017 and a half Lance 1985, which is a 24-foot travel trailer, and we're towing it with my truck, which is a 2000 Chevy Silverado with 200,000 miles on it. And yeah, we're actually getting the fuel pump replaced this week, hopefully, if our orders work out. But we want to talk about a few of the challenges we've had getting to this point. We're just brand new into this, and there's been a lot of challenges that we've faced. Go ahead and mention some.
One would be trying to figure out where to get our mail. Right now, we are using a company called Traveling Mailbox. Our mail, we have a Portland, Oregon address, so if somebody wants to send us something, they send it to Portland, and then Portland mails that to North Carolina, and then North Carolina scans it, the envelope, and lets us decide whether or not we want to open it and read it.
Yeah, and
it's taken a long transition period to figure out how long it takes for our mail to actually make it to North Carolina. So it's not the most productive.
It was a solution for a pretty big problem that most people that decide to live in an RV full time have. If you don't have friends or relatives that you can send your mail to and use as your basically your domicile. So Oregon has a really unique law that we learned throughout this process that with your driver's license, they won't forward anything from the DMV through the post office. So you have to give them a domicile address. In our case, because we didn't have that, we only had the mail forwarding address, which it specifically states on the paperwork you're not to use. We can use a designation called continuous traveler for our actual residence address in Oregon. So our address is continuous traveler in Oregon.
That's what our new driver's license will say.
Yes,
when we get them in a week.
With our mail forwarding address attached to that for sending registration renewal. It's a little bit tricky out here because we've been residents of Oregon for 15 years or more now, and with that, we just want to keep everything that way for now.
Ricky.
Rocky's gonna jump in the camera here. He wants to see what's
That's
going on.
Rocky, if you can see him.
That's Rocky. Bailey's over here on the table. So, so basically, so that's a pretty interesting law if you do some research on that, the continuous traveler thing for Oregon. So, what else? When we first decided to do this, it was we were talking about it today. I think it was probably roughly 2 to 3 years ago that we decided we were gonna, we wanted to do this. We wanted to break free and get out of our house, get out of the bills and the monotony of a 9 to 5, 40-hour work week plus. Obviously, most people in the U.S. now don't. It's pretty rare to just work 40 hours anymore. It's more like 50 to 60 is the new normal. So, so when we decided to do this, you talk about Kirsten actually handled pretty much selling almost everything we had.
Well, let's do it at a different time.
No, go ahead. We'll just introduce it.
Okay, so when we decided that we were going to start this lifestyle, the first thing that we had to do was pretty much sell everything out of our home. The last thing we wanted to do was really pay for storage unit. We do have a storage unit because Josh has a lot of tools that he uses, and that would be very expensive and hard to replace all of those. So we do have a storage unit here in town that we use mainly for his tools and just a couple odds and end things.
My drums.
And his drums. But we sold everything from our couches, dining room table, to everything in our home.
Everything.
And we used everything from Craigslist to garage sale to buy
sell trade.
Buy sell trade, which is garage sale.
I mean, eBay, you name it. There's so many out there now with selling. We used to just use Craigslist specifically because it was so good and easy and free, but it became I started using Craigslist more than 15 years ago probably, and it just became a lot more difficult to sell things
especially
off of Craigslist. Cars, but things used to be, and it can still be like this now, but it used to be you post something on Craigslist and in 5 minutes you're getting multiple phone calls from people wanting your item. So it's not like that anymore. I think things have kind of moved more towards apps for selling things. We had more luck out of selling things off of all the various apps for selling, basically. Craigslist works for some things too, but just keep that in mind. If you are trying to do the same thing, you want to try to get rid of things, you're gonna have to list probably, I think we did probably eight or 9 different places for advertising, and you got to price it to move.
And consistently update it and make sure it goes to the top and boost
with your pictures and
boost your ads and
so that's,
and price it accordingly. And we also had a very, very large garage sale.
Garage sale too, yeah. So, I mean, all the standard ways that you would sell things, that's what we did, and we worked on that for about somewhere between 6 to 9 months before we knew that we were going to do this. We didn't have a specific date yet because when we ordered our trailer was kind of basically when we made the decision that we were going to move forward with our plans to go full-time in our RV and our travel trailer. I'll probably call this both through talking about it. To me, it's a recreational vehicle. It's not, these aren't made to live in full-time. This particular model, if you do some research on it, it's a 4-season trailer, so it has better insulation than your typical trailer. All the holding tanks are enclosed and ducted with the furnace so that it stays heated in the winter. So hopefully if we get into a cold snap, we're going to try to follow the 70s, but so far we haven't even been close to that because our first day moving here to this park, we've been here 2 nights now, it was 107 degrees. It was just ridiculous, and for Oregon that's like unheard of. in this area. So we were at the beach the first day and it was over 100, which is another rarity.
That doesn't happen.
In the Pacific Northwest, and then 107 inland the next day. But it's cooled right back off. It's in
It's a lovely 70 degrees.
70s right now, so it's great. Okay, so we talked about how we sold things.
And we can go into depth more later.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing probably different video series on all the different steps as far as, you know,
what it takes to start this lifestyle.
Yeah, kind of, and the problems that we've encountered, like with the domicile thing and mail forwarding and timing things right with, you know, because we were selling our house, so there's a lot of timing that goes, and we actually did for sell by owner, which can be a lot more difficult right now in the Northwest and the you know, really all over the country right now. Houses are moving, real estate's really heated up a lot, so it made it a lot easier for us to sell for sell by owner. So
I guess until next time.
Yeah. So until next time, that's our quick 11-minute video. Introduce ourselves again. This is Kirsten. I'm Josh, and this is Bailey hanging out.
Rocky's over here, and we are living
RV'ing. Thanks for watching.